When we were still in secondary or primary school, I used to save a lot.
Because in secondary school, I was the money lender.
Like towards Christmas, you can choose to rear chicken just to multiply your money. So I used to save my money for that. I think you should have a loan app.
Like whenever I have a second job, I never ever touch the money of the second job. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel once again. Hope you guys have been good. So for today, it's just something similar that we did where the last one we said unhinged things you've done to get ahead in life. So for this particular one is money related. So the topic is share with me your unhinged money saving hacks. I'm not talking about save 5% of your salary or don't go out to eat. What's the most unhinged thing you've done to save and invest money?
Maybe sacrifices you've made
To be able to save and invest money. So
the earliest ones I remember was maybe when we were still in secondary or primary school. I used to save a lot. I've always been a saver. So they would give us money and everybody are busy buying biscuits and cookies and all of that, and I'm stocking my own. I'm really saving it up. And one thing is that I used to always have a plan. Maybe either to buy something very big at the end of the day. And that time everybody used to maybe towards Christmas you can choose to rear chicken just to multiply your money. So I used to save my money for that.
So my own, one of the ones I remember very well was in secondary school. I was the money lender. So what I used to do is that they would give me money. Instead of me to eat my money, I'll save it. During visiting day, I'll save it. Then what I will not do is, I think I did it for 2 terms. So my capital kind of grew. I was not eating lunch or anything. I would just follow the school refectory, eat whatever it is. I was able to save and I had a lot of money. So the third term, I studied this in my SS3. So the second term and third term, because I did it for 1 term. Second term and third term, and I became the money lender. So before visiting the people's money has finished. So I will not give you money and then put interest rates on it. So my first phone that I bought, opening my first account and having 20K, it was from that.
Wow.
That was one of the most unhinged things.
I think you should have a loan app.
That was the most unhinged thing, if I remember, that I did to be able to save money back then.
I remember for me as well, when I was in school, I had a little money because, and my dad taught me this one. So my dad would give me money and tell me not to tell anybody so that my brothers and every other person can give me as well. So I used to hold it, and then I was doing a couple of businesses in school as well. I used to have this thing of making sure that I have at least 6 months savings. I don't know, from university, I just felt like I should have at least 6 months. It doesn't have to be big money, but any amount that I'm spending per month, I have to save up that amount. So I used to do this thing where I can buy anything that I want, but I have to make the money. So I remember wanting a hair straightener, and then I bought one, and then I started a business straightening people's hair in school. So I think maybe within a month, I've recovered the money, and I'm like, if this thing spoils now, I've recovered my money.
I think another one that I remember that we did, that you also did, was us selling things in hostel.
Yeah, I did. I sold things.
Raja, we sold Indomie, we sold egg, we sold recharge card, we sold bread. Those were the 4 things we sold. Shoma was printing.
I feel like printing made me the most money. I was printing from maybe my 3rd year until I graduated, and everybody knew me for printing their projects. And I know that when people are printing projects, it's 4 copies, 3 copies. So it was really a big business for me. I was making money.
So those were the unhinged, some of the unhinged things we did to be able to save and invest.
But the thing that I feel like for most of the things that I did, it was prompted by a need.
Yes.
Because I remember starting selling kerosene was because I went to the school hostel, and there was always this long queue for people to buy kerosene. So they will now prioritize the people that were buying provision. And me that just wants to buy kerosene, I have to wait because kerosene is smelly, so you can't be switching. So I now check the time I have to wait all the time for it to get to my turn for them to
and then also having to go to a gigi every time you want to buy.
So I now went to the filling station to buy, and I'm like, oh my god, this is actually cheaper here. And that was where the whole thing started. I decided to buy more and start selling.
Wow.
And I feel like for printers, so when my brother was getting my brother got me my first laptop in my 2nd year. So he got me a laptop and a printer. I had no idea what to do with the printer until I wanted to print a stamp paper. And I'm like, why do I keep paying when I have this printer? So I set it up and printed, and I'm like, I could be doing this for people. So I started using that one, and then I exhausted the ink. And I had to go and get a bigger printer now, because by then the orders were coming and the printer was too. That was how I started.
How did all of these things enter your space? Did your roommates complain?
I had my space, I had my wardrobe because it was second year, so I had a wardrobe already. So imagine this printer stayed dormant throughout my second day because I had nothing, I didn't know what to do with it throughout my second day until the beginning of my third day. That was when I used it the first time.
That makes sense. So let's read what people wrote on Unhinged thing. Someone said, put up a wish list whiteboard. Every month we wanted to buy something or spend, we put that thing on the whiteboard with the cost. At the end of the month, we choose what we could buy and what we wouldn't. Erase the board to eliminate impulsive overspending. Yeah, that's a good one.
I think what I do when it comes to shopping, right, is now I cannot just go and add an item to cart and check out immediately. I have to sleep over it because sometimes when you wake up the next day, you don't want to buy it.
This thing is when I leave it for even a week or 3 days. When you come back, you look at the clothes again. What are you doing inside here? But if you've stayed in the cart long enough, it means that I think
you don't really need it.
Another one is didn't have a finance background, so I registered for a finance course to finish a module each month before I can buy anything for myself or anyone worth 10K and above. Never finished a module a month, never spent on myself or anyone. So that was a challenge. Someone said a friend used to take out an insurance policy equivalent to his rent each year and cashed out when the rent is due. I don't fully understand the saving involved, but that hack I recall. Someone said, I don't go use you brag. Please explain how this works. When an investment policy matures, there's a profit margin on the return value on liquidation. So if your rent is 1.2 million and you take a policy where your subscription amount is 100K and they pay you monthly to your maturity. Okay, makes sense. So someone said, all my net worth minus monthly expenses is always in MMF.
Mutual fund. I do the same.
Then I bought $1,000 and kept it in my wardrobe when dollar was 400 naira. Start investing in the global stock market. Me too. We invest in the stock market as well, long term. And then I think another thing too was I was very into crypto back then, so I also made a lot of money too from cryptos as well.
And for me, all my savings, like of course, I have stock investment, but all my savings are either in a mutual fund. Some of them give up to 20%. In the Nigerian mutual funds, and then for the ones here, I keep them in a fixed interest.
Said my husband and I both worked for many years. I'll go back to work this year. Yes, we formed our retired life around living on just his income, like never existed. I deposited into a separate investment account, and that we have never touched. And we never took out money until we had the twins. Then someone said, I save 100% of my 9 to 5 salary and live on my business and any other extra income that comes. Another person said, worked 2 jobs. The monthly salary of the new job was more than the annual of the old job. Continued to live my life on the old job salary. Nothing had changed. Saved 100% of my new job till I left. The savings powered an upward life-changing move for my family 3 years later. That's crazy. That's also what I do. Whenever I have a second job, I never, ever touch money of the second job.
The bigger one is the savings.
The bigger one is always the savings, and then the smaller one you just live on the smaller one with the savings. The bigger one doesn't exist.
And then you live your standard of life on the
lower income. That's exactly Someone said buy a good car and keep it as long as possible. Buy durable household furniture and keep them as long as possible. Replace phones only when they no longer work. Keep the same spouse. Divorce is costly. PS, don't change what is working. Which, if you look at it, it actually makes sense. If you get quality things than having to always rebuy, you save money.
My own is that, like me, I think I always want to be able to get whatever I want to get because everybody is saving for the future, right? Everybody is saving for this better. But when is that future?
Exactly. I want to live in the moment, but also still plan for the future. So I don't want to make so much sacrifices. At the beginning, I made a lot of sacrifices because I wasn't earning so much. I needed to get as much. And now that I think that to some extent, okay, have maybe 6 months emergency fund, can live a little, like a little travel, buy some nice things for myself as well.
The only thing I would do now is that because lifting a heavy amount from your account is painful. So what I do is to have wallets for so many things, maybe like travel, for this, for that, for shopping. I have a monthly budget for shopping, and most times I don't even exhaust it. So when you've saved this money for this purpose and you're spending the money, you don't feel like you're overspending because it's been budgeted.
That's also what I do. So someone said, as soon as I get paid, I move 20% to savings, 30% to investment. Then the rest, I split it weekly using SafeLock on PiggyVest or OPay. The funds unlock on random days of the week. So it feels like I earn a salary weekly. Oh, that's nice. And I get to keep guessing when it will unlock. Not sure it's Unhinged, but it feels good and silly. Oh, that's nice.
I told you about the mutual fund thing I'm doing. For people who might be in Nigeria, I'm doing this thing with Stanbic IBTC mutual fund. So if you lock up your money, they give you about okay, I think it's about maybe like right now, but they split it months, so you can be taking out your interest every month. So you feel like you're receiving salary instead of leaving your money dormant in a savings account.
Yeah, you can also do the same thing. If you don't want the Stanbic IBT is one way. I think another one too. If you use PiggyVest, I think there's so many options. PiggyVest gives 18. On Bamboo, they give around 17% as well. And then for their treasury bills, they also give around 16-17%. So there are a lot of options for people in Nigeria. It's just that I think information as well, people might not know.
And over here myself, even the fixed interest
here is so low.
It's very low, but even then it's paying my grocery.
How many percentage is yours?
So I think like keep lowering it every time. Like, I think it was I used a trading 212.
Yeah,
that one used to be 3.8%, but now it's gone to like something.
On called Trade Republic as well. They have the thing is EU is very low. People in the UK, some of them get around 7%.
That's nice.
They said, let me share what I did last year. I made a budget for the whole year, a budget for everything. Because I had a budget, I would fight to spend below the budget. Please note that the budget was already less than my expected income. As you will notice, I overspent in some areas and saved in all. I could mentally look for what to cut whenever I had to spend more on an area. Let me give you an example. Say entertainment at home, my internet price goes off, I have Netflix, I just cut DSTV, so it would somehow balance out at the end of the month. So instead of, let's say for example, the person was paying for Netflix and DSTV, Netflix went up, so the person cancelled DSTV so that the person doesn't go above budget.
Yeah.
Someone shared a screenshot of all their like expenses, everything. Someone said, I once got a Costco account with a friend and we would buy groceries together, then divide them into Tupperware/freezer bags and split everything so nothing went bad. Saved a bunch of money that way. Makes sense. Then someone said, there is an account I have that I do not have an ATM or bank app for. I send money there regularly, so I can't withdraw it unless I have to go to the bank. It has helped me save a lot of money. And then someone said, I have different sinking funds for different personal spending, such as black tax, shopping, this thing we said, skincare, etc. I contribute into each sinking funds monthly. So this ensures I don't spend on each category more than I can afford, just like what you do. So like me, I have travel wallets, wallet. So when it's reach your maximum for the month for the shopping, you stop. Provide 2 accounts to HR into which your salary would be split. Direct deposit 50/50 or whatever you choose. Don't collect a debit card for the other account. Consider it savings. Consider the 50% coming into your current account as your total income and live based on that. And that's very nice. Recorded any penny I spent the previous month on a spreadsheet. This is what I do. Making a budget and optimizing my expenses based on the data from the previous month. You need to understand where your money is going to optimize savings and investing. Each month I get better at it. I've been doing this for over 5 years. I cannot do it.
I don't know how. Like,
I can't do it without tracking my.
I don't think I'll be able to track everything because I feel like on my banking apps already, I already like details on where this money went to.
No, so when I don't see the data and like some months that I've seen that I spent more on maybe. That's how I was able to notice I was becoming a perfume addict.
Oh, I see.
If I don't do that, I will not know. So because I have the data, there was time I was always shopping on Shein, or there was time I was always buying perfume. When I look at that, the categories of each of them.
Well, you see the categories now. So
it's not enough because like just seeing withdrawal, you just see a name. Like take you just maybe name spent on this. You might not see exactly what you was spent on. Do you get? So, but me,
I usually just have like monthly budgets and then I spend it how.
There's sometimes that overspend. I'll be like, I'll pay myself later. And I have to do it. Anytime I made money, I put away a certain amount. For example, if I made 1,000 in a day, I would put away 900 because what do I need 1,000 for? Then I would keep the $100 just in case for like etc. Then I kept doing this every day. For example, if I made 500, I'll put away 250. Then your bank account starts to look nice and motivates you to save more. And then someone said, I don't save. I use Excel to track my cash flow to gain insight into what to cut. When transport won't remove my trouser, I got myself a bicycle. Multiple streams of income. So I think people have done a lot of things. Very unhinged. Someone said when I started working remotely and earning about 6 times more than my former income, I left Lagos and moved in with my mom in Akure. I saved 80% of my salary for a year. I came back to Lagos because it was necessary, but those months saved me and it's still saving me. So someone said the craziest thing I did to make money was just about this time last year. First, I had a goal that was huge. So yes, first tip is to find a huge goal that seems too big for your current status. Now, next thing, I started saving 90% of my weekly/monthly income. I saved so much that when my nieces came to pack clothes and shoes from my wardrobe, I couldn't replace them. I ensured to save crazily because I remember the goal was big. Did I hit it? Yes, I did. Was it fruitful? Yes, it completely changed my financial status that I'm still amazed. This year, it started so great for me that I've surpassed my goal 3 times already. So it's very crazy. People do a lot of things to get ahead. So if you can also learn from this, I hope this video was able to bring you some sort of insight. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a comment if you have any. We read all of them, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye, guys.